Aranyakanda. Rama and his companions enter a forest asylum where they are greeted by holy sages who offer them hospitality. The ascetics, considering Rama their king, express admiration for his virtues and ask him to protect and rule over them, acknowledging him as their superior and sovereign. Rama and Sita enter the forest of Dandaka, where they encounter a fierce Rakshasa named Viradha. He kidnaps Sita and taunts Rama, who is overcome with grief and anger at his wife's touch by another man. Lakshmana vowed to slay Viradha and exact revenge on behalf of his lord. Rama and Lakshmana encounter Viradha, a powerful Rakshasa who has received a boon from Brahma that makes him invulnerable to harm. Despite this, Rama kills Viradha with the Rakshasa's body revives when he is pierced by an arrow tipped with gold. Rama and Lakshmana defeat Viradha, a powerful Rakshasa, after he fails to be killed with arrows and swords. Realizing they cannot harm him with weapons, Rama casts Viradha into a pit where he ultimately dies. Before his death, Viradha reveals that he was once a Gandharva cursed by Vakravana. Rama encounters celestial beings while on his way to meet Sarabhanga. He witnesses Indra's magnificent car in the sky, followed by a discussion with Sarabhanga about Rama's destiny. After Sarabhanga ascends to heaven, Rama is approached by various sages and ascetics who request his protection against the Rakshasas terrorizing them. Rama, accompanied by his brother Lakshmana and wife Sita, visited the asylum of Sutikshna, a wise ascetic. Sutikshna welcomed Rama and offered to grant him access to a heavenly realm. Rama declined, preferring to stay in the forest, but eventually agreed to reside in the asylum after hearing its benefits. Tikshna. Here is a concise summary of Chasov which word Lakshmana and Sita departed. Dinachat Sitikshna's hermitage after being well entertained. Blessetic blessed them and gave them excellent quivers, bows and swords permitted by the Maharshi. They set out to visit the asylums of holy sages in the Dandaka forest. Equipped with their Sita warns Rama about the dangers of carrying arms and engaging in battle, citing a story about an ascetic who was corrupted by a sword. She urges him to renounce violence and adopt a life of asceticism, which she believes will bring true happiness and fulfillment. Rama, having heard Vaidehi's Sita words, promises to protect the ascetics in Dandaka forest from Rakshasas. He vows not to violate his promise, even at the cost of his life or Sita's, and sets out towards the forest with Lakshmana to fulfill his duty as a Kshatriya. Rama, accompanied by his brother Lakshmana and wife Sita, visits various hermitages in the forest. They meet an ascetic named Dharmaprit, who tells a bicycle tank called Panchapsara, which was created by the ascetic Mandakarni after 10,000 years of intense austerity. The group then encounters the hermitage of Agastya's brother, where Rama is welcomed and spends the night. Lakshmana, brother of Rama, informs a disciple of the sage Agastya about their arrival at his asylum. Agastya welcomes them and receives Rama with respect. He praises Rama's righteousness and offers him celestial weapons, including a powerful bow, quivers, and a sword to aid in his victory over evil forces. Rama, accompanied by Lakshmana and Sita, is guided to Panchavati, a region abounding in fruits, roots, and wildlife. The ascetic Agastya Didus Sutule citing its suitability for their refuge and Sita's happiness. Rama meets a vulture named Jatayu, who reveals himself as a friend of Rama's father. Jatayu explains his lineage and describes the earth as of various beings, including gods, demons, and animals. He offers to protect Sita and help Rama during his stay in the woods, and Rama accepts his offer before proceeding to Panchavati with Lakshmana. Rama and his brother Lakshmana arrive at Panchavati forest, where Rama instructs Lakshmana to find a suitable spot for their asylum. Lakshmana selects a beautiful site with a pool surrounded by trees and hills. He quickly builds an asylum for Rama, who is pleased with the effort and thanks Lakshmana, saying he has done a great deed and granted him his reward. Rama performs his daily ablutions at the Godavari river with Sita and Lakshmana. Bharata, Rama's brother, is also performing asceticism in the city, enduring cold and hardships in honor of Rama. Rama reflects on their reunion, expressing affection for Bharata and Satrughna and longing to meet them again. Rama and his family, including Sita and Lakshmana, arrive at their asylum on the banks of the Godavari river. While seated, they are approached by Sarpanakha, a Rakshasi who is infatuated with Rama's beauty and proposes to him, offering to devour Sita and Lakshmana in exchange for Rama as her husband. Rama and Lakshmana encounter Sarpanakha, a Rakshasi who is infatuated with Rama. Lakshmana politely rejects her advances, but she misunderstands and becomes enraged. Rama intervenes and Lakshmana cuts off her nose and ears to save Sita from harm. The deformed Sarpanakha flees into the forest. Khara, a Rakshasa, is enraged upon seeing his sister Sarpanakha deformed and injured. He accuses her of being wronged by two brothers, Rama and Lakshmana, who are described as having royal features and possibly divine origins. Khara commissions Saktara Commissionary, say the brothers and their female, in revenge for Sarpanakha's injuries. Sarpanakha points out Rama to a group of Rakshasas who plan to attack them. Rama prepares for battle, but warns the Rakshasas to leave. They refuse and a fierce battle ensues, resulting in the deaths of all Saksara Rakshasas, including those with darts and whetted stones. Khara consoles Sarpanakha after she reports that the Rakshasas sent by him were killed by Rama and Lakshmana. Khara vows to avenge this loss, but Sarpanakha warns him of his own weakness against Rama's power. She begs him to slay Rama or leave with her, fearing otherwise they will meet destruction. Khara, a powerful Rakshasa, prepares for battle against Rama. He assembles Sakadleza Rakshasa and arrays them with various arms and armor. Khara then boards his magnificent car, adorned with gold and precious gems, and sets off to face Rama, driven by fierce anger and a desire for victory. Here is a summary of the text in Telangvashi words. Khara's army of Rakshasas approaches, accompanied by ominous omens, and Paras undaunted and declares his intention to defeat Rama, and Lakshmanas are filled with enthusiasm, and their enemies, including saints and celestials, gathered to witness the impending battle. Rama, anticipating a battle with the Rakshasas, instructs Lakshmana to take Sita and flee to a nearby cave for safety. Rama then prepares for battle himself, adorned in armor resembling fire. The gods and other celestial beings gathered to witness the impending conflict between Rama and thus a strong army of Rakshasas led by Khara. Khara and his Rakshasas attacked Rama with arrow and other weapons, but he resisted with his bow and released thousands of arrows and other projectiles and their steeds. The battle was fierce and intense, with Rama emerging victorious, as the Rakshasas were slain by his arrows and other projectiles. Rama and his forces clash with the Rakshasas led by Dushana. Rama kills Dushana with sharp arrows, then cuts off the arms of two other generals, Mahakapala and Pramati. Khara, enraged at Dushana's death, orders his remaining forces to attack Rama, but then they are defeated by Rama's swift arrow shooting. Ultimately, Tarama's Rakshasas fall in battle utterly, leaving only Khara. Here is a summary of the text in 400 words. Trasira, a powerful Rakshasa, approaches Rama and challenges him to battle. Despite being wounded, Rama fights back with arrows and ultimately kills Trishira by severing his heads. With Trishira defeated, Khara's forces flee in terror and he himself charges. Khara, a powerful Rakshasa, fights against Rama and is struck by his arrows. Despite being wounded, Khara continues to fight, but ultimately his bow is shattered and he leaps to the ground. Rama emerges victorious and the celestials and Maharshis rejoice at his feat of bravery. Rama, backed by his mighty host, confronts Khara, a powerful Rakshasa, for slaying pious ascetics in the Dandaka forest. Rama threatens to kill Khara and his army, comparing him to a tree whose roots have been cut off. Enraged, Khara hurls a golden mace at Rama, but it is shattered by Rama's arrow. Raghava, Rama and Khara engage in battle. Rama kills Khara with an arrow and the gods celebrate his victory. The Maharshis praise Rama's prowess and Lakshmana, Sita and Janaka's daughter rejoice at their triumph over the Rakshasas. Ravana, the 10-necked king of Rakshasas, learns from Kanna that Rama has defeated Khara and his army in Janasthana. Ravana decides to abduct Sita, Rama's wife, as a means to defeat Rama in battle, but is dissuaded by Maricha, who warns him of the danger posed by Rama. Sarpanakha, a Rakshasi, witnesses Rama's bravery and returns to Lanka to inform her brother Ravana. She describes Ravana as extremely powerful and cruel with multiple heads and hands and recounts his numerous conquests and brutal deeds. Sarpanakha shows Ravana the mutilation she suffered at Rama's hands and complains to him about her disfigurement. Sarpanakha rebukes Ravana for his self-indulgent behavior, warning him that his kingdom will be destroyed due to his lack of control, foolishness and failure to employ spies. She criticizes his vices, stating that a king who is wrathful, stingy and deceitful will ultimately meet with disaster. Ravana, enraged by Sarpanakha's words, asks her about Rama, his prowess and his form. She narrates Rama's bravery, strength and beauty and describes his wife Sita as a goddess-like being of unparalleled loveliness. Sarpanakha advises Ravana to abduct Sita by force, knowing that Rama will be powerful. Ravana, disguised as a charioteer, arrives at the shore of the sea with his golden chariot. He beholds a beautiful scene, including a fig surrounded by ascetics and a Rakshasa named Maricha, who receives him hospitably. Ravana then responds to Maricha's questions about his visit to Lanka. Ravana reads a distressing incident where Rama killed 600 Rakshasas and his brother Khara in battle. He seeks Maricha's help to carry off Sita from Rama's asylum by disguising himself as a golden deer, allowing him to abduct her while Rama is distracted. Maricha, a skilled Rakshasa speaker, warns Rava underestimating Rama's powers. He emphasizes Rama's virtues and strength and cautions Ravana against using force to take Sita by his side, as it would lead to destruction for Lanka and the Rakshasas. The text describes a conversation between King Ravana and an ascetic, Vishwamitra. The ascetic seeks protection for himself and his sacrifice from Rama, who is too young to be trusted with such a task. Meanwhile, a powerful demon named Maricha attempts to disrupt the sacrifice but is thwarted by Rama, who spares his life. The speaker, a Rakshasa, recounts being spared by Rama after trying to kill him. Horrified by Rama's powers, the speaker now sees him everywhere and warns his friend Ravana not to challenge him, as it will lead to their own destruction. The speaker believes that Rama is like death itself and has already proven his strength in killing Khara. Ravana, the king of night rangers, scolds Maricha for warning him of danger in fighting Rama. He orders Maricha to abduct Sita by disguising as a golden deer, promising half his kingdom if successful. Ravana threatens death if Maricha disobeys and warns that he will not prosper acting against his will. Maricha, a devoted servant to Ravana, warns him against entering a conflict with Rama, fearing to lead to his own destruction and that of his kingdom. Mariche urges Ravana to listen to wise counselors who can restrain his evil course and protect his subjects, warning that proud kings acting against their people inevitably meet. Ravana disguises himself as a golden deer to tempt Sita away from Rama's hermitage. Maricha, a Rakshasa, assumes the same form and begins to range around the asylum, drawing Sita's attention with his beauty. Sita is enchanted by the deer, unaware of its true nature, and follows it into the forest. Rama, Sita and Lakshmana come across a beautiful deer with golden markings. Sita is enchanted by its beauty and asks Rama to catch it for her. Lakshmana believes the deer is a Rakshasa's illusion, but Rama decides to kill it after being convinced of its danger, protecting Sita and his duty to kill Maricha, the Rakshasa who has assumed his form. Rama, disguised as a hunter, chases Mari in the form of a deer. After a long and tumultuous pursuit, Rama shoots and kills Maricha with a powerful arrow. However, hearing Maricha's last cry, Rama mistakenly believes that he has killed Sita, causing him to rush back towards Janasthana in distress. Sita convinces Lakshmana to go and rescue Rama, but he refuses, leading to an argument between them. Sita accuses Lakshmana of being lustful for her and willing to sacrifice Rama's safety. Lakshmana tries to reassure her that Rama is safe, but Sita becomes increasingly agitated, threatening to take her own life rather than live without Rama. Ravana, disguised as a Brahmana, approaches Vaidehi Sita in the forest, admiring her beauty and attempt to persuade her to leave with him. Vaidehi's servant Maithili offers hospitality to Ravana, unaware of his true intentions. Meanwhile, Sita is anxious for Rama's return from hunting. Rama's wife Sita is addressed by Ravana, who disguises himself as a Brahmin. Sita recounts her past, including her husband Rama, being exiled to the forest at the behest of Kaikeyi, there and his queen in Lanka. But she refuses, citing her loyalty and devotion to Rama. She threatens Ravana. Ravana, enraged by Sita's harsh words, boasts of his power and threatens her with dire consequences if she does not subdue to his stepbrother Kubera and take in his chariot Paspaka. Ravana tells Sita that she will be safe in his city, Lanka, but warns her against thinking of Rama again. Ravana, the powerful king of Rakshasa, approaches Sita while disguised as a mendicant and eventually reveals his true form, boasting of his valor and prowess. He kidnaps Sita, holding her by the hair with one hand and grasping her thighs with the other. Before escaping on his golden chariot, Sita cries out for help, invoking the gods, animals. Jatayu, an ancient vulture king, awakens to see Ravana attempting to abduct Sita. He scolds Ravana for his wicked intentions and warns him that Rama will destroy him like Vitrasura. Jatayu vows to protect Sita and offers to fight Ravana himself, but is prepared to let Rama do the battle if he returns. Ravana, the ten-necked Rakshasa, battles Jatayu, the king of vultures. Despite being wounded, Jatayu resists Ravana's arrows and attacks him. Ravana severs Jatayu's wings, legs and sides with his dagger. Sita is left to lament the fallen hero. Ravana seizes Sita, causing a disturbance in the natural world. The sky darkens, the sun grows dim, and Krichbhaktar, Rama's allies, are deserted. The king of vultures remains undeterred, carrying Sita off into the air. With great force and speed, Janaka's daughter Maithili is overcome with fear as Ravana carries Sita away. Sita rebukes Ravana for his cowardly act of kidnapping her while her husband was absent. She taunts him about his impending doom and the heroism of her future rescuer, Raghava. Ravana, carrying Sita away, ravished her and left behind the grief-stricken ocean. Crossing into Lanka, he entered his palace and set Sita in a lavish room, instructing his female friends to protect her and provide for her needs. He then dispatched 8 powerful Rakshasas to Janasthana to gather intelligence on Rama's movements and prepare for battle. Ravana, king of Lanka, attempts to win over Sita by showing her his ancient mansion and boasting of his power. He offers her life of luxury as his wife, but Sita remains sorrowful and resistant to his advances. Ravana's words are laced with the influence of desire, and he ultimately is that Sita is his own possession. Here is a concise summary of Chaso words. Ravana tries to intimidate Vaidehi, Sita, into submission, but she remains defiant. She tells Ravana that Rama will defeat him and his Rakshasas and that he has already been cursed by the gods. Ravana becomes enraged and orders his Rakshasas to take Sita away to be guarded in a sacred forest. Rama is unable to rescue Sita from Lanka, so Indra disguises himself as a celestial and visits her in the woods. He offers her food and assures her of Rama's protection. After identifying him through his divine signs, Sita eats the offered food, which removes her hunger, and she grows hopeful of being reunited with Rama. Rama returns to Janasthana, alarmed by the howling jackals and omens. He sees around him. He reproaches Lakshmana for leaving Sita alone in a forest infested with Rakshasas, worrying that she may have been killed or devoured. Rama's mind is troubled and he fears for her safety, thinking it unlikely they will find her alive. Rama, anxious about Sita's safety, asks Lakshmana if she has been harmed or devoured by Rakshasas. He fears being harmed or devoured. By arriving at their asylum, Rama finds it vacant and is overcome with grief, remembering the joyful time spent with Sita in that place. Rama rebukes Lakshmana for abandoning Sita when he heard her cries for help. Lakshmana explains that Sita was mistaken and accused him of being a Rakshasa in disguise. Rama is disappointed with Lakshmana for not standing by his wife's side despite knowing he could protect her from harm. Rama searches for Sita, his wife. After discovering that their hut is empty, he questions various animals and trees, asking if they have seen her. As his search continues, Rama becomes increased. He questions Veli, becoming a maniac in his grief. Despite searching the forest extensively, he is unable to find Sita and begins to suspect the worst, including that she may have been eaten by Rakshas. Rama searches for his wife Sita in the forest of Dandaka but fails to find her, leading to intense grief and lamentation. Despite the efforts of his brother Lakshmana, Rama remains sorrowful and eventually swoons away from exhaustion and despair. He is consoled by Lakshmana but continues to bewail Sita's absence. Rama, overcome with grief, laments the loss of Sita, suspecting she has been taken by Rakshasas. He implores Lakshmana to report his absence to Ayodhya, appoint Bharata as king. Rama is overcome with grief upon learning of Sita's abduction by Ravana. He believes his past deeds have led to his misfortunes and that Sita's abduction is his latest suffering. Lakshmana tries to console him, urging Rama to renounce his grief and search for Sita with energy and determination. Rama, grieving over Sita's disappearance, sends Lakshmana to investigate at the Godavari river. When Lakshmana returns, ends Lakshmana to investigate at the Godavari river. When Lakshmana returns, indicates Sita was carried away by Rakshasas. They find scattered flowers, ornaments, and other signs of Sita's presence, but no sign of her. Lakshmana attempts to calm Rama's rage after Sita was taken by Ravana. He argues that destroying the world for one person's offense is unwarranted, suggests the search for Ravana instead. Lakshmana implores Rama to maintain his natural temper of self-control and justice, urging him to act wisely in seeking Sita's return. Lakshmana tries to console Rama, who is overcome with grief and sorrow at his separation from Sita. Lakshmana reminds Rama that he was born into a great lineage due to the king's good deeds and that even celestial beings are subject to fate. He urges Rama to consider what is proper and take action to rescue Sita.
Rama and Lakshmana search for Sita in Janasthana, a forest filled with Rakshasas. They encounter Yatayu, a king of birds who had been killed by Ravana while trying to rescue Sita. Yatayu reveals that he saw Ravana abduct Sita and provides evidence of their struggle. Overcome with grief, Rama mourns the loss of his kingdom, his friend, and his wife.
Rama is mourning the death of Yatayu, a vulture who was killed by Ravana while trying to rescue Sita. Rama has cremated Yatayu's body and performed rituals to help him attain a higher state of existence. He believes that Jatayu's sacrifice will ultimately lead to Ravana's downfall and his own reunion with Sita. Rama and Lakshmana, two brothers from the Raghu dynasty, venture into a dense forest called Krancha while searching for Sita. They encounter various obstacles, including a Raksha named Ayumukhi, who is devoured by Lakshmana after her nose and ears are cut off. Rama and Lakshmana encounter the demon Kavandha, who boasts that he will devour them. The brothers decide to disable him by cutting off his arms, causing him to fall, then killing him. As it is not proper for warriors to slaughter those unable to defend themselves. With ease, they sever Kavandha's arms, causing him to fall. Danu, a Rakshasa, is cursed to roam the forest as an ugly creature until he is burned by Rama. He asks Rama to cremate him and promises to reveal information about Sita's abduction in his next form. Danu claims that only Rama can kill him and that after being cremated, he will provide valuable counsel to Rama. After Kavandha's cremation, Rama is advised by the demon to seek friendship with Sugriva, a powerful monkey banished by his brother Vali. With Sugriva's help, Rama can find Sita, and together they will search for her in Ravana's abode, killing all Rakshasas in there. Kavandha guides Rama and Lakshmana through the forest of Matanga, pointing out various trees, fruits and animals they will encounter. They will reach Lake Pampa. Various sued monkey named Sugrival. He will reach Lake Pampa, where they can, after offering advice, Intraktavandah departs, instructing the brother Rama and journey to Pampa Lake and meet Savari, a female ascetic who has been expecting them. She offers them hospitality and tells the story of how she has been serving their spiritual guides in the forest. Rama asks her questions about her devotion and asceticism, and Savari responds by showing him the magical forest where her preceptors used to pronounce. Rama and Lakshmana arrive at Lake Pampa, a picturesque lake surrounded by beautiful gardens and filled with diverse birds and animals. Rama performs ablution and bathes in the lake, but is still consumed by grief over losing Sita. He seeks to meet Sugriva, who lives on Mount Rishyamukha nearby, hoping that he can help locate Sita. Kishkaino Kandam. Rama, lamenting Sita's absence, is overwhelmed by the beauty of Pampa Lake, which exacerbates his longing for her. He compares the natural scenery to Sita's appearance and notes how his heart aches without her presence. Sugriva, king of monkeys, is terrified by the arrival of Rama and Lakshmana, whom he believes are sent by his brother Vali to harm him. Hanuman reassures Sugriva that there is no fear of Vali in the Malaya mountains, and Sugriva orders Hanuman to approach Rama and Lakshmana under a false guise to gather information about their intentions. Hanuman, in the guise of a mendicant, approaches Rama and Lakshmana, praising their virtues and beauty. He reveals his identity as Sugriva's counselor and invites friendship on behalf of his lord. Impressed by Hanuman's eloquence, Rama welcomes him warmly, acknowledging that no ordinary person could speak with such skill and charm. Hanuman, a monkey leader, meets Rama and learns about his exile. He informs Sugriva, the king of monkeys, about Rama, reassures Rama that Sugriva will help him find Sita, who was taken by the Rakshasa. With newfound hope, Hanuman departs to meet Sugriva with Rama and Lakshmana in tow. Hanuman informs King Sugriva about Rama's arrival and his true nature. Sugriva forms a bond of friendship with Rama, and they seal their agreement with a ritual around a sacred fire. Sugriva explains his situation to Rama, being oppressed by his brother Vali, and asks for his help in defeating him. Rama agrees to kill Vali and promises to restore Sugriva's kingdom. Sugriva tells Rama that he saw Sita being taken by a Raksha who had killed Jatayu and that she dropped her scarf and ornaments before fleeing. Sugriva retrieves these items for Rama, who is overjoyed to see them but also overwhelmed with grief. Sugriva consoles Rama after he is overcome with grief about his separation from Sita. Sugriva promises to help Rama defeat Vavana and retrieve Sita, urging him to retain his courage and patience. Rama is consoled by Sugriva's words and regains his composure, embracing Sugriva as a friend. They then discuss their plans of action, with Rama promising truth. And here is a summary of the text in charts of words. Sugriva, a monkey king, seeks Rama's help after being wronged by his brother Vali. Rama promises to kill Vali and comfort Sugriva. Sugriva explains how he was unfairly treated and imprisoned, and how his friends are afraid of Vali. Vali, Sugriva's elder brother, was challenged by Mevi to a duel and rushed out to fight him. Sugriva followed, but Mevi fled into a cave. After a year, Sugriva found blood and roars from the cave, concluding that Vali had been killed. Later, Vali returned, slaying his counselors and criticizing Sugriva for taking the throne. Sugriva, the monkey king, recounts his story to Rama. He was banished by his brother Vali, who had wronged him and taken his wife. Sugriva seeks Rama's help, promising that as long as he sees Vali punished, he will live in exile. Rama agrees to help, vowing to deliver Sugriva from sorrow. Sugriva tells Rama about Vali's incredible strength and prowess, including his ability to range the ocean and crush trees with ease. Sugriva then describes a battle between Vali, ultimately kills him. To test Rama's abilities, Sugriva asks him to pierce one of 7 sala trees with an arrow and throw the bones of the dead buffalo at a distance of 200 bows. Here is a summary of the text in Chandase words. Rama, accompanied by Sugriva and Lakshmana, prepares for battle against Vali. However, due to their identical appearance, Rama hesitates to shoot, not wanting to kill his ally. Sugriva flees, but later returns after being reassured by Rama's promise of protection, and they both re-enter. Rama, Sugriva and their followers journey to Kishkudha, a fortress maintained by Vali. Along the way, they encountered various animals and beautiful landscapes. Rama pressed Kurutishan gardens, which Sugriva explained was an asylum inhabited by 7 saintly sages who had attained heaven through asceticism. Rama and Sugriva prepare for battle with Vali in Kishkindha. Sugriva, enraged, invites Vali to fight while Rama reassures him that he will destroy Vali with a single arrow, fulfilling his promise. Sugriva sets up a loud roar to summon Vali from the city, terrifying the surrounding animals. Vali, the king, hears Sugriva's uproar and rushes to confront him. Tara, afraid for Vali's safety, cautions him against engaging in battle with his brother, who has taken shelter with others, including Rama and Lakshmana, powerful princes from Ayodhya. She advises Vali to reconcile with Sugriva and form an alliance with Rama instead of fighting. Vali, king of monkeys, and his brother Sugriva engage in a fierce battle. Vali is initially victorious but eventually falls to Rama's arrow shot after being hit by Sugriva with a sala tree. Rama kills Vali while Sugriva retreats wounded. The description emphasizes the intense conflict and the power of Rama's arrow. Vali, the monkey king, is mortally wounded by Rama's arrow and lies on the ground. Despite being injured, he remains proud and defends himself against Rama's accusations of wrongdoing. Vali accuses Rama of acting impulsively and violating royal virtues such as forgiveness and compassion. Rama addresses Vali, a wounded and senseless monkey king, scolding him for his immoral conduct, specifically for ravishing his brother's wife Ruma. Vali, realizing his mistakes, asks for forgiveness and is consoled by Rama, who promises to raise Vali's son Angada alongside Sugriva, Vali's brother. Vali, the monkey king, is killed by Rama's arrow. His wife, Tara, arrives on the scene, distraught but is consoled by monkeys who tell her that death itself has taken Vali, not Rama. Despite their words, Tara is overcome with grief and eventually collapses next to her husband's lifeless body. Tara, the wife of Vali, mourns his death and bewails him, asking why he didn't welcome her before dying. She laments that she is now alone and must care for their other female monkeys, join in mourning, crying piteously and begging to be left with their child. Tara then resolves to starve herself to death. Hanuman consoles Tara after Vali's death, advising her not to mourn as animals. Happiness and misery result from their chalet, Tarmizi Whistle, from their Zigician Whistle, stating she'd rather die with Vali than live without him, and can't entrust the kingdom to Angada or Sugriva. Vali, near death, welcomes his brother Sugriva and advises him to take the kingdom. He asks Sugriva to care for their son Angada, protect Tara, and serve Raghava's interests. Vali then hands over a golden garland to Sugriva, symbolizing the transfer of power, and dies shortly after, surrounded by his loyal monkeys.
Tara laments her husband Vali's death, saying he prefers the earth to her. She reflects on their life together and how she has been made a widow by Rama's arrow. Her son, Angada, bows to his father's feet, and Tara washes his body with tears before mourning their shared fate.
Vali's brother Sugriva, overcome with grief and remorse for his role in Vali's death.
After Vali's death, Kakutstha, Lakshmana, and others console Sugriva and Tara. They urge them to perform the funeral, citing that time is the prime cause of action and no one can delay it. The monkeys gather a grand hearse and the funeral procession begins. After cremating Vali's body, the monks arrive at a river for the final ceremony where they sprinkle water over Angada. Sugriva appears before Rama and Lakshmana, grief-stricken.
Rama installs Sugriva as the king of monkeys, entrusting him with the throne and instructing him to focus on defeating Ravana after the rainy season. Sugriva is installed on the throne with great ceremony, accompanied by Angada being appointed as his heir apparent. The city of Kishkindha is filled with joy and celebration, and the news is communicated to Rama. Rama and his brother Lakshmana settle in a cave on the Prashabana hill where they plan to spend the rainy season. Rama is still grieving for Sita's abduction by Ravana, but Lakshmana encourages him to focus on their mission to defeat Rama and regain Sita. They decide to wait until autumn before Rama describes the beauty of the rainy season, comparing it to a woman stricken with love. He notes that the earth is covered in green grass and flowers, and the forest lands are filled with peacocks dancing and birds singing. Rama concludes that he will stay on Mulabana hill awaiting Sugriva's decision to march against his enemy Ravana when the time is right. Hanuman advises Sugriva to help Rama find Sita and fulfill. Sugriva becomes aware of his duties as king and orders his general Nila to gather soldiers from Akrama and assist him in finding Sita within 15 days. Rama, grieving for Sita's absence, reflects on the beauty of nature in autumn. He is reminded of their time together and his desire to be reunited. With her, Lakshmana tries to console Rama, urging him to focus on his duties as a king. However, Rama remains resolute, determined to recover Sita and bring justice to those who have wronged him. Lakshmana, enraged on behalf of his brother Rama, enters the city of Kishkinda to confront Sugriva. He is met by monkeys who flee in fear, and Lakshmana's words are delivered to Sugriva through Angada. Sugriva, intoxicated and ignorant of the situation, is persuaded to meet with Lakshmana by his ministers. Sugriva explains to his counselors that he has not wronged Lakshmana or Rama but is afraid of their wrath due to past favors received from Rama. Hanuman advises Sugriva to listen patiently to Lakshmana's words as they are a warning from Rama and to appease them with folded hands, avoid further conflict. Lakshmana, Rama's brother, enters Sugriva's palace in Kishkinda, where he finds Sugriva indulging in amorous pleasures with his wife Tara. Lakshmana is enraged by this behavior and scolds Sugriva for neglecting his duties to help Rama find Sita. Lakshmana confronts Sugriva, who has not repaid Rama's kindness despite being benefited by him. Lakshmana scolds Sugriva for his ingratitude and warns him that if he doesn't desist from false promises and help Rama find Sita, he will meet the same fate as Vali, who was slain with sharpened shafts. Tara, a devoted follower of Rama, intervenes on behalf of Sugriva, explaining to Lakshmana that he is not ungrateful or heartless. She urges Rama to forgive, explaining to Lakshmana that he is not ungrateful or heartless. She urges Rama to advises Lakshmana. Tara advises Lakshmana to calm down and anger arises at the situation. After accepting Rama's speech, Sugriva, the lord of monkeys, tearfully expresses gratitude, fortune and monarchy. He promises to follow Rama on his quest to slay Ravana and recover Sita. Lakshmana praises Sugriva's humility and strength, and they set out together to soothe Hanuman, their friend aggrieved by the abduction of Sita. Sugriva, king of the monkeys, orders Hanuman to gather all the foremost monkeys in the world from various mountains and regions. The monkeys are tasked with collecting gifts for Rama, but those who refuse or are slow are to be killed. A massive army of monkeys is dispatched, including thousands of monkeys from Anjana Hill, Kailaka, Himalaya and other locations. They get Sugriva, the monkey king, thanks Rama for his help in retrieving Sita. He promises to aid Rama in defeating Ravana cave monkeys, including Sugriva's followers and other leaders from various regions gather to join Rama in battle. They are eager to fight against their common enemy, Ravana. Rama greets Sugriva and praises his qualities, saying he brings delight as a friend like him. Ravana has kidnapped Sita and Rama vows to kill him with sharp arrows. Meanwhile, thousands of monkeys arrive, led by Bhavan's father, Gavaksha and Jambavan, the king of bears who pledge their allegiance to Sugriva. Here's a concise summary in Charlie Sober's words. Rama asks Sugriva to lead a search party of monkeys to find Sita, his wife, and Ravana's abode. The monkeys are instructed to search extensively across various mountains, forests, rivers, and seas, exploring multiple locations, including islands and sea-covered territories, before returning in a month with news of their. Sugriva sends a host of monkeys, led by Angada, to explore the southern regions, describing difficult-to-access lands, rivers, and mountains. They must search for Sita in Lanka, guarded by Ravana's Rakshasas, and navigate through treacherous terrain to reach the Golden Summit, where they will find clues about her whereabouts. Sugriva dispatches monkeys in different directions to search for Sita. He commands Sushena to lead a group of 2000 monkeys to explore the west and find Sita's location. The monkeys are instructed to search various regions including cities, forests and mountains, and to report back after a month. Sugriva instructs Satawala and other monkeys to search for Sita in various locations including mountains, forests, and rivers, and to investigate the regions described by Sugriva Vana and Sita, and their success will be rewarded with honor and praise. Sugriva praises Hanuman's abilities, saying he has no equal in energy or strength. Raghava also agrees, confident that success depends on Hanuman, a ring with his name, to show Sita that he is sent by Rama, and Hanuman sets off with a host of monkeys to rescue her. King Sugriva sends his monkey chiefs to search for Sita in all directions. Each leader takes a different route, north, east, south, or west, and with great enthusiasm, they vow to bring back Sita and slay Ravana, promising feats of strength that will shake the earth. Rama asks Sugriva how he knows the entire earth. Sugriva explains that while he was pursuing Mahisha, a Danavanin, he was left standing guard and later escaped to various parts of the world, visiting many countries and landmarks before fleeing back to Rishyamukha mountain with Hanuman's help. The principal monkeys searched all directions for Vaidehi, Sita, as per Sugriva's instructions. After a month-long search, they met with the Monkey King and reported their Vipadin, since they covered eastern, northern, western regions and various provinces. Hanuman was suggested as the one who could locate her. Here is a concise summary in 80 words. Hanuman, Tara and Angada search for Sita in the Vindhya forest, but cannot find her. They face various obstacles, including encounter in Ravana, who they defeat after recognizing him as their enemy. The monkeys rest under a tree, fatigued from their search without finding. Angada, a wise and fatigued monkey, rallied his troop to continue searching for Sita and the Rakshasa who abducted her. The monkeys, led by Angada, to rushed the hills, forests and mountains of Vindhya, but were unable to find any sign of Sita. Despite their efforts, they returned. Hanuman, Tara, and Angada searched the caves and woods of Vindhya mountain for Sita. They enter a dark cave called Vrikshavila where they find swans, cranes, and other animals. Inside, they discover a golden and silver realm with tanks, vehicles, and treasures, and encounter an old woman who reveals herself to be the owner. Hanuman encounters a female ascetic in a cave asking about the golden trees, houses, and vehicles within. The ascetic explains that they are part of an illusion created by Maya, a powerful being with mastery over construction. She is guardian of Hima's forest and mansion given to her as a reward after Purandara killed Maya. The female ascetic Samprabha welcomes Hanuman and his monkey chiefs who have come to search for Sita. She offers them food and asks how she can repay their kindness. Hanuman explains the request and asks her to let them go. With a wave of her hand, she frees the monkeys from a cave. The monkey prince Angada and his companions, having failed to find Sita within the appointed time, are fearful of Sugriva's wrath and decide to fast unto death rather than face punishment. However, Tara suggests that they should retreat to a cave which is said to be a place of illusion where they will have no fear from their masters or theirs. Hanuman praises Angada as capable and powerful but warns him that staying near Sugriva's kingdom will lead to his downfall. He advises Angada to reconcile with Sugriva, who is more merciful than Lakshmana, and suggests that they present themselves humbly before their uncle for a peaceful resolution. Angada, son of Vali, criticized Sugriva for his immorality and declared he would fast to death rather than live under his brother's rule. The other monkeys, overcome with sorrow, vowed to starve themselves to death in solidarity with Angada, fearing Rama's wrath. They sat down to face awaiting their fate. A vulture named Sampati arrives at the mountain where monkeys are fasting to death. He intends to eat them, but Angada tells him that he has come to kill them due to a previous vow made by Rama's wife Sita. The vulture is moved by their words and reveals his identity as Jatayu's brother who had been killed by Ravana in battle. Angada, a monkey leader, tells a vulture that he and his companions are there to search for Sita, who was taken by Ravana. They had entered a cave constructed by Manti to search for Sita, who was taken by the vulture. Sampati, a vulture, shares his knowledge with Rama's monkeys about the abode of Ravana, who has kidnapped Sita. Sampati tells them how to reach Lanka and offers to guide them in spirit, seeking revenge for his brother Jatayu's death at Ravana's hands. Here is a summary of the text in 6 words. Sampati, the vulture king, tells Jamban that he learned about Sita's abduction from his son Supakwa. Sampati, a vulture, shares his story with Angada and other monkeys. He had previously fallen to the Vindhya mountain due to sunburn and spent 8,000 years there, befriending the sage Nikakara. After Nikakara's passing, Sampati waited for him to return and was eventually recognized by the saint, who inquired about his condition and injuries. Sampati recounts his and Jatayu's attempt to follow the sun, but they became disoriented and exhausted due to its vast size and heat. They lost all sense of direction and fainted. Unable to bear it, Jatayu fell to earth, and Sampati, wingless and weakened, fell onto Vindhya mountain, where he plans to end his life. The sage told the weeping ascetic that their wings and strength would return. He then foretold the story of Rama, who would be exiled with his brother Lakshmana, encounter the demon king Ravana, and have his wife Sita given food by Indra. To sage asked the ascetic to stay and assist him in a future great deed. Rama, having been comforted by an ascetic's words, awaited a suitable time to continue his journey to find Sita. After 8 years, he regained his strengthened wings, inspiring confidence in his monkeys to search for Sita. With renewed vigor, they set off towards the region where Ravana was said to reside. The monkeys, having heard about Ravana's fate from Sampati, the vulture king, arrive at the southern sea and are dismayed by its vastness. Angada, a powerful monkey, tries to comfort them, saying grief is weakness. When no one volunteers to cross the sea, Angada asks each of them to demonstrate their strength, but none can promise to undertake the journey. The monkeys gather to boast about their leaping abilities, with each one claiming to be able to jump farther than the last. Jambavan, the oldest and wisest, declares that he can leap Nofushti Yojanas, a unit of distance, but admits that his youth was more powerful. He then delegates leadership to Angada, who is chosen for his bravery and strategic thinking. Jambavan, a wise and powerful monkey leader, addresses Hanuman, urging him to demonstrate his strength and bravery by leaping over the ocean. Jambavan reminds Hanuman that he is the son of Vayu, the wind, has been blessed ability in battle and the ability to choose his own death. With his mother's birth, Hanuman, to eyes and showcase his prowess. Hanuman, son of the wind god, fills himself with energy and declares his incredible abilities, including being able to leap over mountains and oceans. The monkeys are amazed by his words, and Jambavan encourages him to proceed with his mission to Lanka, promising support from the assembly. Hanuman ascends Mount Mahendra, shaking it with his strength before Sandara Kanda. Hanuman, the monkey son of the wind god, sets out to find Sita, Rama's wife, who has been kidnapped by Ravana. He attains immense size and strength, Dwal's wife, who has Tulchun, until lights Mainakta. He attains immense size and strength. However, Hanuman declines and continues his journey. He then encounters Arjun. Aviditi consorts Hanuman, a monkey and loyal servant of Rama, reaches Lanka to find Sita. He observes the city's defenses and concludes that it cannot be taken by force. Deciding to enter in his true form, Hanuman becomes small enough to enter through a narrow opening and begins searching for Sita within the city. Hanuman, the monkey son of the wind god, enters Lanka at night and is met by the city itself. Disguised as a deformed female, after a fierce battle, Hanuman emerges victorious, and Lanka, filled with compassion for her conqueror, reveals to him that she has been cursed and begs him to enter the city and find Sita, Ravana's captive. Hanuman, the monkey prince, leaps over Lanka's wall and enters the city at night. He observes various Rakshasa dwellings, warriors and guards, and approaches is decorated with golden walls, gems and sandalwood, symbolizing Hanuman's auspicious presence in enemy territory. Hanuman searches for Sita in a city filled with Rakshasas and other creatures. He sees various scenes of debauchery, revelry, but his search is ultimately fruitless. He sees various scenes of nowhere to be seen amidst the crowds. Hanuman's sadness intensifies upon realizing he has not found her despite searching extensively. Hanuman, a monkey with the ability to assume any form, arrives at Ravana's mansion in Lanka. He observes the opulence then various Rakshasas, including Mahaparkva, Kumbhakarna, and Indrajit before entering Ravana's palace, where he sees the monarch's wealth, hosts of warriors, and beautiful women. Hanuman, with great strength, saw Ravana's magnificent city, its structures adorned with golden windows and precious stones. He beheld various mansions, including one belonging to Ravana himself, which shone like clouds filled with lighting. Hanuman was then overcome with sorrow upon not finding Sita, Janaka's daughter. Ravana's aerial car, created by the wind god, is described as a marvel of skill and excellence. It is adorned with jewels, has burnished gold windows, and is capable of traveling at incredible speeds. The Monkey King beholds this wondrous vehicle to celestial cars in its beauty and power. Hanuman, a monkey and servant of Rama, enters the magnificent mansion of Ravana in Lanka. He sees Ravana's sleeping apartment, adorned with precious jewels and ornament where thousands of beautiful women, including princesses and Rakshasi wives, lie asleep on woolen sheets. It is difficult to tell which ornament belongs to each one. Hanuman reflects Sita, Rama's wife. Hanuman, disguised as a monkey, sneaks into Ravana's palace and observes the Rakshasa king sleeping on a grand bed. He sees Ravana's lying at his feet wearing ornaments and garlands. Hanuman is overjoyed upon spotting Mandodari, resembling Sita, and celebrates by striking his arms, kissing his tail, and singing. Hanuman, a monkey, enters Ravana's palace and sees many women, including daughters of gods and Nagas, but not Sita. He searches the entire palace but cannot find her, leading him to search elsewhere. Hanuman is cautious in his actions, aware that seeing another man's wife while she sleeps would cause loss of righteousness. Hanuman searches Ravana's mansion for Sita but fails to find her. He assumes she must be dead and ponders how to face Sugriva and the monkeys, who will ask about his efforts. He decides to persevere and continues searching, exploring all parts of the mansion, including subterranean abodes and gardens. Hanuman, the monkey leader, searches for Sita in Lanka but cannot find her. He is torn between returning to his kingdom without success or staying in Lanka to continue searching. He reflects on the consequences of failure, including the death of Rama and his companions, and decides to stay in Lanka and explore the Ashoka wood. Hanuman jumps from Ravana's mansion to the Ashoka wood garden and finds it filled with trees bearing flourishes for Sita, who he believes will come there due to her love for nature. Hanuman hides on a golden singsapa tree and waits anxiously for Sita's appearance, expecting her to come to perform morning ablutions by the river. Hanuman, a monkey, observes Sita from afar in Ravana's garden. He sees her pitiful state, surrounded by Rakshasis, and deduces that Sita based on her physical characteristics and ornaments matching those described by Rama. Convinced of her identity, Hanuman praises Rama's virtue for still surviving despite his separation from Sita. Hanuman reflects on Sita's situation, praising her loyalty to Rama and lamenting her current state of suffering. He remembers Rama's past battles in which he killed numerous Rakshasas. To protect Sita, Hanuman is overcome with emotion, recognizing Sita as a devoted wife who has been captured by Ravana and is now Hanuman, the monkey son of Maruta, observes Sita, wife of Rama, imprisoned by the Rakshasas and separated from her husband. She appears sorrowful state to admire her inner worth and devotion to Rama. Ravana, the 10-headed Rakshasa king, enters the forest with his wives, adorned with jewelry and flowers. Hanuman, a monkey, observes Ravana from a distance, recognizing him as the powerful king he had seen before. Ravana's eyes are fixed on Sita, whom he desires to behold. Vaidehi, Sita, wife of Rama, is seen by Ravana, guarded by Rakshasas. She is a shadow of her former self, weakened by grief, fasting, and asceticism. Her beauty has faded like a lotus in clay. Ravana tempts Maithili, Mandodari, to distract Sita while she plans for his own destruction. Ravana attempts to seduce Sita, trying to win her over with sweet words and promises of luxury and power. He boasts of his military prowess and offers to conquer the earth for her, but his advances are met with rejection as Sita remains loyal to Rama. Sita, Ravana's captive, refuses to be his wife and warns him of impending doom. She advises him to return her to her rightful husband, Rama, who will ultimately destroy Lanka. Sita tells Ravana that even the gods would rejoice at his downfall and that his own destruction is inevitable if he continues to pursue. Ravana, the lord of Rakshasas, attempts to woo Sita with harsh words and threats, but she responds defiantly, accusing him of villainy. Ravana's anger grows and he orders his Rakshasas to capture her. However, one of them, Dhanya Malini, intervenes, suggesting that Ravana sport with her instead. Ravana, possessed by Amir, is distracted from his mission. Ravana, the king of Rakshasas, has left his apartment after instructing his host. The Rakshasas then approach Sita, telling her she will be Ravana's chosen wife due to her beauty and his status as a powerful prince. They urge her to accept him, threatening death if she refuses. Sita is surrounded by Ravana's Rakshasas, who attempt to dissuade her from loyalty to her husband Rama. The demons threaten and mock Sita, trying to persuade her to accept Ravana as her new husband. However, Sita remains steadfast in her devotion to Rama, citing examples of women who remained loyal to their husbands despite. Sita, separated from her husband Rama, weeps bitterly as she is threatened by the Rakshasas. Overwhelmed with grief and despair, she laments her fate, questioning why she must suffer such hardship and wishes to renounce her life under the weight of her sorrow. Sita, separated from her husband Rama, laments her captivity to Ravana and predicts that Lanka will soon be destroyed. She believes Rama's arrows will reach even in Lanka and that he will come for her. Sita yearns for death, seeing no escape from her miserable life without Rama. A Rakshasa matron named Trijata dreams a prophetic dream foretelling the conquest of Ravana and the reunion of Sita with Rama. She shares her dream with the demons, advising them to spare Sita and appease her by asking forgiveness. Trijata believes that if Sita is pleased, they may be spared from disaster. Sita, separated from her husband Rama, is threatened by Ravana and overwhelmed with grief. She laments her fate, feels guilty for being a burden, and considers taking her own life to escape suffering. Meanwhile, auspicious signs on Sita's body indicate future welfare despite her current distress. Sita's grief and exhaustion lifted as auspicious omens appeared. Her eyelid danced, her hand moved, and her thigh pulsed with joy. Dust-covered clothes slipped off, revealing a refreshed countenance with red lips, beautiful eyes, and white teeth. Her heart filled with happiness, she resembled the moon released from Rahu's grasp. Hanuman, a powerful monkey, has been observing Sita from afar. He is torn between consoling her as Rama's loyal servant and avoiding detection by the Rakshasas who would harm him if they catch him speaking to Sita. Hanuman decides to speak to Sita in a gentle tone, praising Rama's virtues to calm her down without arousing suspicion from the demons. A highly intelligent monkey tells Vaidehi about King Dakratha and his son Rama, a heroic prince who was banished to the forest. Rama killed many Rakshasas and eventually had his wife Sita taken by Ravana. The monkey then describes how he found Sita with the help of Sugriva and recites her appearance and marks as told by Raghava. Sita is agitated upon seeing a monkey-like creature in her tree, but after observing its humility and beauty, she becomes fearful again. She wonders if it's a dream or it's an omen. Eventually, she prays for the creature to be real, hoping that it's Rama or Lakshmana sent to comfort her. Hanuman encounters Sita in a forest, and after identifying her through his knowledge, he asks if she is indeed Rama's wife, Sita. She confirms her identity, telling Hanuman about her abduction by Ravana and her husband's exile to the forest. Sita, separated from her husband Rama, is overjoyed to meet Hanuman, a monkey messenger sent by Rama. However, she initially suspects him to be Bhavana, in disguise indeed Rama's messenger, and shares news of Rama's well-being and plans to defeat Ravana. Hanuman, a monkey and messenger of Rama, describes Rama's physical appearance to Sita, who is still in captivity with Ravana. Hanuman promises that Rama will soon rescue Sita and defeat Ravana, bringing an end to her grief. Sita is convinced by Hanuman's words and begins to feel hopeful again. Hanuman, Rama's messenger, meets Sita and reassures her that Rama is searching for her. He tells her about Rama's daily routine, his love for her, and his determination to rescue her from Ravana's clutches. Sita is delighted by Hanuman's words but also grieved by the thought of Rama's sorrow. Sita expresses her concern to Hanuman about Rama's inability to rescue her within a year. She questions his ability to carry her across the ocean, given the dangers and obstacles they would face. Despite Hanuman's reassurances, Sita remains skeptical due to her fear of falling or being captured by Rakshasas. She implores Hanuman to bring Rama and Lakshmana instead, confident in their. Hanuman, a monkey leader, meets Sita, who has been kidnapped by Ravana. She recounts her past with Rama and how she was wounded by a crow that was later saved by him. Sita laments being neglected by Rama and asks Hanuman to deliver a message to him, expressing her desire to be rescued within a month. Hanuman is moved by Sita's words. Here is a summary of the text in 400 words. Sita instructs Hanuman to inform Rama that she awaits his rescue. Hanuman reassures Sita that Rama will come soon with his army and Sugriva's monkeys, who possess great strength and speed. He promises that Rama will conquer Lanka, kill Ravana to safety, bringing her back to safety.
Sita, imprisoned by Ravana, expresses her joy at seeing Hanuman and asks him to convey her message to Rama. She gives him an ornament as a sign that will convince Rama of her presence. Hanuman promises to rescue Sita and informs her about Rama's grief and his determination to fight for her freedom.
Hanuman, determined to fulfill his mission, decides that displaying prowess is the best way to ensure success. He knocks down trees in the garden of the Rakshasa king's consorts, arousing their lord's fury and prompting him to summon a massive army. With unimpaired prowess, Hanuman battles and annihilates the host, paving the way for his journey to the abode of the Monkey King. Here is a summary of the text in Chadisandireshas informed Ravana about Hanuman's destruction of their city and his conversation with Sita. Enraged, Ravana orders his retainers to attack Hanuman, but they are swiftly defeated by the powerful monkey. Undeterred, Ravana sends Prahasta's son to fight Hanuman, who has vowed to destroy Lanka and pay homage to Maithili. Hanuman, son of the wind god, demolishes the Chaitya building in Lanka after reflecting on his previous destruction. He displays credible strength, breaking down the structure and filling Lanka with sounds that overwhelm birds and wardens. Hanuma boasts of his powers and declares victory for Rama, Lakshmana and Sugriva, announcing that neither Lanka might not never. Jambumali, a powerful Rakshasa, attacks Hanuman with his bow and arrows. Despite being wounded, Hanuman grows enraged and uproots a crag to hurl at Jambumali. But he is countered by the Rakshasa's arrows. Ultimately, Hanuman kills Jambumali with a bolt, causing Ravana to become enraged. The Rakshasa warriors, led by their lord, issue forth with a mighty army to confront Hanuman at the gate of Lanka. The battle rages on, with Hanuman dodging arrows and Ashan killing many Rakshasas with his blows, slaps and chest pressure. The Rakshasa army flees in terror. Here is a summary of the text in Chalisawords words. Ravana, king of Lanka, orders his generals to capture Hanuman, who is suspected to be a powerful being. Here is a summary of the text in Chandrasi words. Prince Aksha, son of Ravana, engages in battle with Hanuman, the powerful monkey. Despite his superior strength and prowess, Aksha is outmatched by Hanuman's energy and speed. After a fierce fight, Hanuman kills Aksha, causing widespread destruction and awe among the celestial beings and assembled Maha. Ravana sends his son Indrajit to battle Hanuman, who has been causing chaos among the Rakshasas. Indrajit, possessing palace skills, ascends a chariot to confront Hanuman, but the two are evenly matched in their abilities. Indrajit eventually binds Hanuman with the Brahma weapon, but Hanuman is able to break free by using physical. Hanuman, enraged at Indrajit's deeds, gazes at him with wonder. He sees Indrajit, adorned with precious jewels and ornaments, throned surrounded by his counselors. Hanuman reflects that if Indrajit were not impious, he could be the protector of the celestial regions. Ravana, overwhelmed with rage, interrogates the mighty monkey, suspecting it to be Nandi or Vali's son. The monkey responds, claiming he is on a mission from Rama and desires to see Ravana offering his presence as a boon from the Great Father and seeking Ravana's ear for a profitable message. Hanuman, a monkey and messenger of Rama, arrives at the Rakshasa king's abode to retrieve Sita. He warns the king that wronging Rama will bring destruction on Lanka, its people, and himself. Hanuman threatens to destroy Lanka with his own powers, but ultimately seeks Rama's decision on this matter. Vibhishana, Ravana's brother, tries to persuade him not to kill Hanuman, the monkey Anvar, citing that killing messengers is against morality and social norms. Ravana refuses, convincing Hanuman will bring no harm, but Vibhishana continues to argue, pointing out the potential consequences and suggesting that Ravana instead sends forces to capture the princess. Hanuman, bound and with his tail set on fire, was led around Lanka by the Rakshas. Despite the pain, he resolved to escape and avenge himself. With the help of Sita's prayer to fire, Hanuman snapped his bonds and freed himself, then slaughtered the guards at the city gate before eyeing Lanka once again. Hanuman, a mighty monkey and son of the wind god, ravages the city of Lanka, burning down its fortifications, palaces and dwelling. He slays countless Rakshasas, including nobles and warriors, leaving none unscathed. The city's splendor is reduced to ashes as Hanuman's flames spread, earning him praise from the celestials and awe from the Rakshasas who recognize. Hanuman reflects on his actions, feeling remorse for burning down Lanka and realizing he has failed to protect Sita. However, after witnessing auspicious omens and hearing the words of saints, he believes that Sita may have been spared by her own virtue and devotion. This renewed hope fills him with joy, causing him to decide to return to Lanka to see. Hanuman consoles Sita by promising that Rama and his army will soon arrive to defeat Ravana. He then departs for the southern shore of the ocean, crossing mountains and seas with incredible strength. Hanuman's ascent is described in vivid detail, highlighting the mountain's reactions to the monkey's immense power. Hanuman, an energetic monkey, swims across the ocean to Lanka, leaving a trail of clouds and wonder. He meets Jambavan and other monkeys on Mainega mountain who are overjoyed to see him after a successful journey. Hanuman reports that he has seen Sita but warns of her dire situation, prompting the monkeys to rejoice at their impending reunion with Rama. Here is a concise summary in Chasamyatse words. Hanuman, the monkey messenger, arrives in Lanka to find Sita. He enters Ravana's inner apartment but doesn't see her there. He then finds Sita in an asoka tree, emaciated and sorrowful. Hanuman is enraged by Ravana's cruel treatment. Hanuman praises Rama and Sugriva's efforts, saying that they will defeat Ravana in battle. He also describes his meeting with Sita, who is being held captive by Ravana. Hanuman addresses the monkeys, saying that together they can destroy Lanka and its inhabitants, and that he himself can single-handedly take down Ravana and his army. Angada, son of Vali, suggests that the monkey heroes go to Lanka, defeat Ravana and rescue Sita, but Jamba advises against it, suggesting they follow their original ocean to search his southern quarter. Here is a summary of the text in Charivajay. The heroic monkeys, led by Angada and Hanuman, arrive at the Madhuvana garden, protected by Dabhamukha. They drink honey and become intoxicated, causing chaos and devastation to the garden. Dadhimukha tries to stop them but they overpower him with their. Hanuman leads the monkeys to the Madhuvana orchard where they drink honey and cause chaos. The waiters and guards are beaten by the inebriated monkeys, leading Dadhimukha to chase them with a huge tree. Hanuman intervenes and defeats Dadhimukha, who then reports to Sugriva about the incident and seeks punishment for the monkey's actions. Sugriva, the monkey king, is informed by Dadhimukha about the destruction of his orchard Giptovani by a group of monkeys led by Angada. Sugriva believes they were successful in their mission to find Sita and sends Dadhimukha back to protect the orchard and bring Hanuman's group back for further instructions. Angada returns to Sugriva with news that he has secured Sita's location and convinced her captors to come to Kishkindha. The monkeys, led by Angada and Hanuman, rejoice at their success and proceed to meet Rama, confirming Sita's safe presence. Raghava is delighted upon hearing this news from Hanuman. Rama's monkeys describe Sita's confinement in Lanka to him. Hanuman, a monkey who saw Sita, reports on her situation. She is confined by demons, reviled by them, but remains devoted to Rama. She is willing to die for him and has asked Hanuman to describe everything he knows about the situation. Rama is overcome with grief upon seeing the jewel given to Sita by Janaka. He remembers their wedding and his father-in-law's kindness, making him long for Sita even more. Rama begs Hanuman to tell him what Sita has said, as her words are all that sustain him in this time of sorrow and separation from his beloved wife. Hanuman, a monkey warrior, converses with Sita, Rama's wife, who has been captured by Ravana. She asks Hanuman to inform Rama that she is alive to send aid to rescue her. Hanuman assures Sita that Rama will soon come to rescue her along with his brother Lakshmana and their allies, the monkeys and bears.